to wipe out the hyena leadership in one decisive blow. Get in there and hunt them down. Every last one of them.
Hey, what is up, everyone? The LDB is back at it again, coming at you today with an explosive build that does not revolve around the BTSU gloves, and for good reason. With the BTSU, you must be infused to get the extra damage. Also, in turn, you need to give up a healing skill, as I stated in my Seeker BTSU build that I just recently did. If you haven't seen that video, I will have a link for it in the description below, so definitely check that out. Maybe it's more of your playstyle, or maybe this is, but mainly, my main concern with that build is that you have to give up your healing skills, like I just said. You have to have one skill that does the infusion to your gloves, and then one skill that is going to do the damage from your gloves, right? But on this build, with just a couple of regular talents, you can do almost the same amount of damage as using the BTSU, but you get to use your skills much more often and can actually heal yourself. That's a big thing. Healing yourself is kind of a big thing when you have all this skill power, especially going towards a chem launch or something like that, and you just can't use it, right? And also, when you're using the BTSU gloves, 1 million plus damage is amazing. I know it's great when you see all those big numbers flying, but in my opinion, it's not always needed. From what I have found, most NPCs go down between 500k and 700k damage. And with this build, the highest that I've seen roughly is about 880,000. And I'm sure you guys could push it a little bit farther, but the reason that I'm talking about it like this is because when you go up against tanks or dogs, anything like that, Seekers really don't do much to them, no matter how much damage you have on them. And I've been mainly using this build as crowd control, take down the weak, and then focus fire on the heavy. So just kind of a slight change of pace, but it still works very nice, and I've really been enjoying it. So as always, if you enjoy or find these videos helpful, definitely smash that like button, subscribe for future content if you're new to the channel, and go ahead and drop a comment down there letting everybody know what you're thinking about this, or if you have any questions. So let's get into it. Alright everyone, so first things first, let's take a look at these weapons here, get them out of the way, and then we will be on to the build itself. So my primary weapon that I'm going to be using is a Black Market M60, the same that I used on the BTSU build. We're hitting for 22.8k per bullet. I know that is terrible by just about everyone's standards, but again, we only have 4 reds and 3,000 skill power. I think a couple people had that mixed up in the comments on the last video, you know, thinking this was like a DPS build. No, this is a skill build. We have skill power. Use your skills. It's not necessarily all about using your weapon. But regardless, we do have a big magazine, so that should definitely help us out. And the talents really are what make this weapon. Spike, headshot kills grant plus 35% skill damage for 20 seconds. That is absolutely amazing. The more I use it, the more I recommend this. And it's more than just the face value of it, obviously plus 35% skill damage. It's because you get it for 20 seconds. Now, my skill cooldown for my Seeker Mines is only 16 seconds, and I'm sure you could push yours even lower. But my point being is I can throw my Seekers out, get a headshot kill, and I will get my Seekers back before this even goes down. And I will throw them out again with this 35% skill damage attached to them. It's awesome. It's all about timing, but if you can pull it off, it definitely works out to your advantage. I promise you that one. We also have extra on here, plus 20% magazine capacity. Again, if we have that low per bullet damage on the weapon, the more bullets we have is definitely going to help us out. We also have rooted on here when equipped and in cover. All skill damage and healing is increased by 25% for 10 seconds. Now, I want both of those. I want skill damage and healing on this build, right? Since I am using the chem launcher. And as soon as I get into cover there, if I'm really low on life or armor or anything like that, I can drop that chem bomb. And you can imagine a chem bomb with 3,000 skill power and then this on top of it. I mean, your armor comes flying back. Definitely will save you in a pinch. But also, at the same time, it gives you that skill damage as well. So you just throw your Seekers out and then drop that chem bomb, vice versa, and you're going to be doing just fine. The buff is lost when you exit cover, can occur once every 60 seconds. Now, if you stay in cover for longer than 60 seconds, this will proc again, and you can just keep on going with it. But you have to stay in cover. Buff is lost when you exit. So pretty straightforward on that. Now the mods here, we have an optic that gives us 10% accuracy. We have an ammunition belt that gives us plus 35 rounds. We have the underbarrel giving us 5% crit chance, and the muzzle giving us 10% stability. I went over the damage to elites with accuracy and stability just mainly because it's an LMG and I want to be able to land those headshots and proc spike. That's a main thing right there. So pretty straightforward on that. Moving on to my secondary weapon, it is the Merciless, and I'm pretty sure you guessed why I'm using this. because of the holstered talent. Landing a shot has a 5% chance to deal plus 20% damage as explosive damage, right? So if I'm using all these this other explosive damage, then I got this on top of it. Whenever this does proc and you get that 5% chance, I mean, it's nothing crazy, but hey, when it does land, it does some damage. You gotta love that right there. So pretty straightforward on that. Now let's go on to the sidearm. Alright, so the sidearm that I'm going to be using is simply the Demolitionist pistol. Pretty straightforward. You don't have to go very far to get this. And the reason I'm going to be using this is simply because it has in rhythm. While equipped, enemy kills have a 5% chance to refresh active skill cooldowns. Can occur once every 60 seconds. And I think it happens just about every 60 seconds for me. I get this to proc all the time, and it is absolutely amazing when that happens. So definitely try this one out if you haven't already. So other than that, let's move on to the build itself. Alright everyone, so really quick before we go ahead and jump into this awesome build I have for us today, I just wanted to give a big shout out and thanks to a good friend of mine, Clint. Go check out his channel, give him a like and a sub. I mean, this guy is an absolute artist when it comes to skill power. That's all I can say. He has some amazing ideas. Some of his builds are absolutely insane. I'm actually going to try to mimic one or two of his more crazy builds. Clint, you know what I'm talking about. I want one of those damn shield builds. That's all I can say. But regardless, check out his channel. I'm sure you will not be disappointed. If I don't have the answer for it, I'm sure he does. So, thanks again, Clint. I appreciate you. Now back to our regular scheduled program. Alright everyone, and here it is. As you can see, we have 4 reds, 4 blue, and 9 yellows. Our armor is at 193,000, our health is 45,000, and our skill power is 3038. Now, I took a little bit off of the armor and put it onto the health pool compared to the BTSU build because I felt like that health bar was just a little bit too squishy. It was like once you were down off of your armor, you're done. So I put a little bit on there. It's not much more, but hey, every little bit counts when you're getting shot at, right? Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of the build, I just wanted to share this with you. Since we don't have an actual count on the character sheet and the stat sheet of how much explosive damage you're going to be doing, and you want to see how good you're doing, simply go to your grenade launcher and check out how much damage you're doing. On this one, we're doing 1.5 million per shot. Now that's pretty good compared to the BTSU build that was like 1.6 something million. So I'm not really losing a whole lot off of this. And again, I mean, what's 100,000 when you're talking 1.5, 1.6 million? It's not that big of a difference. Also, if you want to go ahead and check out the base damage of your concussion grenades, not your special grenades from your specialist or anything like that, just the regular concussion grenades. These ones are at 610, and I think with the BTSU they were 650 something. So again, I'm not losing all that much. Moving on to the last one here. Our Seeker mines, the damage, it says 509,000 per mine, and you have to think on the BTSU build I was at like 535 or something like that. So again, we're not doing that much less damage, base damage, and once I get into the build and explain a couple things, I think you'll see how we can boost this up a lot. So let's get into it. Alright everyone, let's do this. The mask that I'm going to be going with is Providence. I have the 2-piece equipped, so I'm going to get that 10% skill power and 8% health. Any way you can get any extra health or armor on this build is definitely a good thing. I have some health on a kill and a little bit of skill power rolled on here, but mainly I was focused on getting destructive. 20% explosive damage. That is a big one right there. You need to spec that anywhere and everywhere that you can, except for the chest piece and the mask. And I will show you why here in just a moment. So let's actually move on to the chest piece. It is Alp Summit. I have the 2-piece of this as well. So I'm going to get that 20% skill haste and 5% skill power. We have a halfway decent skill power roll on here, 627. I know it's not the 1,000 roll or anything like that, but it's been working out. And we also have 22% headshot damage. And that is awesome because it goes hand in hand with my primary weapon here and the talent I have, Spike. Headshot kills grant 35% skill damage. So any way I can get those headshot kills a little bit easier is definitely a good thing. But the talent on this chest piece is what makes it. Payload. Destroying an enemy's asset grants plus 50% explosive damage for 15 seconds. And basically what this means is when one of those stupid drones comes flying at you and you blow it up, 50% explosive damage. If one of those RC cars comes rolling at you, you blow it up, 50% explosive damage. Even the mini tanks are connected to the controllers, right? So if you take out a mini tank, 50% explosive damage. Throw your Seekers out after that, and you will be doing absolutely amazing. This is crazy right here. And just wait till I get to the gloves; it gets even better. Now, as far as the mods go on this, I have a defensive mod giving me some armor on a kill, and total armor. We have a utility mod giving me some skill power, increased kill XP, and explosive damage. And I've talked briefly before on the other build about this. Anywhere that you can pair increased kill XP with explosive damage is an awesome thing, because when you get those multi-kills, things like that, it will definitely boost that XP up a lot, and you will be getting those caches like crazy. Now, as far as the other mod that I have on here is defensive, giving me some more armor, 3% total armor, and 6% health regen. So pretty straightforward on that. The main thing I want to point out is payload. Try this one out, guys. It is nuts. Now, as far as the holster goes, it is Wyvern, giving me that crit damage. I have a really nice skill power roll on here of 720, and we also have destructive as well, another 20% explosive damage. Pretty straightforward on that, nothing too crazy. And the mod that I have on here is 1% weapon damage and 4% LMG, so pretty good there. Now, as far as the knee pads go, I've talked about this again in the previous video. If you can get one piece of this on your build, it will really help you out, well, at least 10%. One piece of China Light gives you 10% explosive damage. I have some skill haste on this on these side of knee pads here, so that's always a great thing. It also has destructive as well, 20% explosive damage. So right here on one piece, 30% explosive damage right there, boom. Gotta love that. Now, as far as the mod on here, it gives me another 1% weapon damage and 5% LMG damage. Pretty good there, not too bad. Now, moving on to the gloves. This is what I was talking about before. It is Alp Summit. We have a pretty good skill power roll on here, 378. But the talent here is what makes it. Terminate. Depleting an enemy's armor. Grants 35% skill damage for 15 seconds. Kills refresh this. This is freaking okay, so let's see here. If a drone comes flying at you, you take it out, and then somebody runs up on you. All you got to do is take off their armor. You're 85% skill damage up right there with these two alone. You get 50 there, 35 there, and it's absolutely amazing. It's awesome. I actually like drones now. When I can actually just get that extra explosive damage, it's not that big of a deal anymore. I enjoy it. When those RC cars, I hear them coming at me, I look, get it, because I know I'm going to get that extra explosive damage, and it's going to put it over the top. And if I can crack someone's armor, just take their armor bar off, 35% skill damage, and the kill refreshes it. So send your Seekers out afterwards, and it takes people down, it refreshes it. You gotta love it. This is absolutely amazing. Completely underrated. I mean, definitely try this one out as well. Now, as far as the mod that I have on here, nothing too crazy. A little bit of skill power, but it does give me that 5% explosive damage. So that's why I mainly went with it, and just a little bit more increased kill XP. So as far as the backpack goes, it is Providence. We have some health, skill power, and weapon damage on there. Need to get that weapon damage up a little bit more, but again, it's not really a DPS build. You should be using your skills more or less the entire time. Now, as far as the talents are on this piece go, are destructive and skilled. This is awesome right here. Skilled is... oh, I love this. Skill kills have 25% chance to reset skill cooldown. So basically, when you throw out your Seekers, it takes someone out. 25% chance to reset your skill cooldown on that. So boom, your Seekers will come back that quick, and you can throw them out again. You gotta love that. And when you pair that with in Rhythm, it gives you another 5% chance enemy kills to refresh active skill cooldown. So those two pair up really nice. I've been having a blast with that, literally. I mean, your Seekers come back. I'm getting them back all the time. It's just completely random, but I get them back all the time. And you just keep chucking them. And you keep, I mean, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. And as far as the mod goes, you just got that skill power, explosive damage, and a little bit of grenade damage on top. So that is the build in itself. Now let's take a look at these skills. The main thing for the build, right? We have the Cluster Seekers cooldown at 16.1 seconds. I know you could probably do a little bit better, and if you can, hey, it'll push Spike even farther for you. The damage on them, base damage, is 509,000, so pretty straightforward on that, nothing too crazy. And we have some mods here that give me some skill haste, 87 damage and 90% damage. So it is what it is right there. Now the chem, this is what I'm talking about, wanting to heal yourself with that 3,000 skill power. We have 9 shots of ammo, first off. Our cooldown is 14.3 seconds, nothing too crazy. But our armor repair is 91 1,000 hit. I mean, that's awesome. That is crazy right there. It's kind of comical, but I'm telling you, once you drop it down there, it is definitely working. And we have a mod on here that gives us 80% heal, and I went ahead and put the mod on there that gives me +6 ammo, so I can just drop them. If I see somebody else is low, I don't have to worry about if I only have 2 or 3 shots. I can just drop it on somebody, no big deal, and it helps out the team immensely. So it is what it is. You know, these two right here are amazing skills to run. I'm so happy that I can actually put a chem bomb with Seeker that actually works, and I've just been having a blast with it. So that is the build, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one. Alright everyone, so before we go ahead and sign off, let's just do a quick little recap here on the stat sheet. We have 4 reds, 4 blue, and 9 yellow. Our armor is at 193,000, our health is 45,000, and our skill power 3038. Now we have destructive on here a handful of times as far as the gear talents go, but we also have skilled, payload, and terminate. Those 3 right there, try to get those all together and you will be a happy camper, I promise you. Payload and terminate, especially those 2 together, are absolutely amazing. Try those out, you will not be disappointed. Now as far as the weapon talents go, we also have spike on there, we have rooted, we have brutality, we have in rhythm, you know, all the good ones. Our weapon damage 23.8, we got 5% crit chance, 32 damage, 87 headshot damage. Also right there, if I can, you know, put them shots on the face, you know, it hurts them pretty bad. We have 40 meter range there, 5.8 second reload, which is terrible by anyone's, you know, standards again. But we also have some accuracy stability on there helping us out a little bit. We have 7% all weapon damage bonus, which is really nothing, and 24% LMG damage bonus, which again is really nothing. But it is what it is. This is not a DPS build, it's a skill build. So it is what it is, and we're going to work with it, and it's been working out pretty good. We have armor 193,000. Our armor regeneration is 9,000, but not when you drop that chem bomb. It's 91,000. So you see what I'm talking about wanting to use those chem launchers. I'm not crazy. Our max health is 45,000. Health regeneration 24,000. So again, right there, we're getting our health back pretty easily, and we have a little bit of burn resistance there. You know, not going to knock that. It is what it is. As far as these skills go, we have 3,038 skill power. We have 40% skill haste, so that's pretty important. And then obviously just 3038 down the board for all the skills. So feel free to use whatever you want with your Seekers. But I personally like to go with the chem launcher, or maybe if you want to go with your drone to keep you alive, to, you know, give you some extra healing, whatever you want. But I'm just saying, right here, being able to heal yourself on top of do nice damage with your Seekers is a great thing. So that is the build, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, an explosive build that works very well as you can actually heal yourself. I think that's a pretty big thing right there, you know, especially when you're running 3,000 skill power with a chem launcher, and you do not have to use the BTSU gloves or be infused. This build has been a lot of fun to play with, and I definitely recommend you guys try it out. So as always, if you enjoy or found this video helpful, definitely smash that like button, subscribe for future content if you are new to the channel, and go ahead and drop a comment down there letting everybody know what you're thinking about this, or if you have any questions. So until next time, guys, I hope you take it easy. I will see you then. Later.